Hey guys, Mapletail here. I made a New Year's resolution to do some kind of monthly art challenge every month of 2026. So today we're doing some drawings for Fanuary, a week of indulging in your likes by Adam Alt on Instagram. Let's get into it. This wasn't a goal of mine last year, but all the same, I nearly ended up completing it, doing an art challenge each month aside from January and August. I just hadn't seen many going around last January, and August is always kind of tricky, being sandwiched between July's art fight and September's Cattember. The 2 months I make the most art out of the whole year. But I'm fixing the January issue today. Fanuary is right up my alley. If I can't draw my original characters, fan art of my favorite media is the next best thing. Let's have a look at the prompts and what I decided to draw for each one. Day 1 was your recent fandom. My most recent fandom at the time of drawing was The Amazing Digital Circus. For it, I decided to draw my favorite character of this YouTube series, Gummy Goo, the Australian gummy crocodile who I wish got more screen time than he does. I sometimes struggle with drawing non-cat animals and cowboy hats, so this is definitely a bit of a challenge for me. But I like how this sketch turned out, and I think I got some good gummy texture in there too. Day 2 was your nostalgic fandom. I took the opportunity to draw from another YouTube series, Sandersides, with the character Virgil. I talked a fair bit about this already in my Favorite Characters of 2025 video, so I'll keep it quick here. As a series I was really into almost a decade ago now, it definitely fits in the nostalgia category. And I'm always looking for excuses to draw this anxiety-based character recently. Day 3 was one from something you play. This was always going to be the hardest prompt for me, as a lot of my favorite fandoms are video game based. But I've drawn plenty for Baldur's Gate 3, Wild Frost, and Cattails, etc. here on the channel, and off of it. So I went for a game that I played a bunch last month. Overcooked. This chaotic multiplayer cooking game is such a good time, and the characters you play as are super fun to draw. I ended up drawing a little Mapletail chef instead of any of the in-game characters, as I'd previously designed her as though she were a chef in the game. So I guess we are doing a tiny bit of OC art today after all. Day 4 was one from something you read. Warriors would have been the obvious choice, but I already do a bunch of Warrior Cats art, so I wanted to switch it up. I have a lot of books, but I don't read much outside of Warriors these days. When you get more than 5 book releases in a single series every year, it can be tough to make time for anything else. But there was a series I used to reread every winter when I was in high school, and with all the nostalgia I was feeling from moving, I thought I'd pick it up again. The Wolves of Mercy Falls. I am a big werewolf and romance book fan, so this series checks all the boxes for me. I've always felt some kinship with one of the main characters, Sam, so I drew his wolf here. His quiet, artistic vibe was a comfort for me, amongst some of the book's larger-than-life personalities. I have a lot of love for this character, and this series as a whole. Day 5 was one from something you watch, which was a very easy pick in January, as season 2 of my favorite medical drama had just started, The Pit. I am way too squeamish to be watching shows like this, and yet it's one of my favorites. I may have to look away during anything even remotely gory, but everything else has me locked in. I love the realism the show commits to, its fast pace, and the fact that it's nearly in real time, with each season being one shift in an ER, and every episode being an hour of it. Most of all, I adore the cast of very flawed but incredible characters. While season 2's new characters have overall yet to win me over, returning character, Dr. Mel King, will always have my heart. She's some of the best neurodivergent representation I've seen, and I just really appreciate her character. 10 out of 10, would recommend. Day 6 was one that doesn't fit you. And I went for one of my favorite movies, The Meg, drawing the massive shark from it. It's very different than most of the media I like, but I'm a sucker for movies about giant, chompy creatures. I even have a massive poster for it up on my wall. Last but not least, was one from your pending list. I decided to draw Sherma from Silksong. I've watched playthroughs of both Silksong and Hollow Knight, and it's been a series I've wanted to get into for a long time. But I'm really not good at platformers, Metroidvanias, or overly difficult games, which is exactly what Hollow Knight is. But its art style is so pretty that I still want to give it a shot. I did the same with Wild Frost. I was far from a fan of roguelikes or deck builders before playing it, and I really only bought it for its adorable art style. And now it's one of my favorite games of all time. So who knows? Only one way to find out. Thanks for watching. I'm glad to have my art challenge started this year. Fanuary was right up my alley, and I've got a list of challenges ready to go for most of the year. I still need to find ones for March and August for sure, and I'd like to make my own Wild Frost themed one for April in honor of the game's anniversary. So feel free to let me know if you have any art challenge recommendations. And with that, I'll see you next Thursday.